Hey guys, welcome to Players United, welcome to another video, and Lyon 0, Bayern Munich 3, and Bayern Munich will be joining PSG in the Champions League final in Lisbon at the Benfica Stadium, and it might have been a 3-0, it might have looked in the scoreline that it was a comfortable win for Bayern, but in my opinion, and for whoever watched the game, it couldn't have been anything farther than the truth. I want to start by saying that some of my friends were asking me why didn't I do the video yesterday about the PSG and RB Leipzig video, and I thought that it was because that was a very comfortable game and there were other more important things to talk about, like the Koeman thing. I think that was very important to talk about. I think that it wasn't going to be that important. I don't think that many people wanted to listen to what happened in a game that was very comfortable. Like Di Maria was great, and Mbappe and Neymar were pretty decent, pretty good, and it will be a test for Bayern for sure. We'll see if I do the match preview for the Champions League final, but for now let's talk about what happened in the semi-final, because there's actually a lot of things to discuss. The scoreline might have been the same in both semi-finals, but the games in their own were very, very different. But without further ado, let's start with lineups and then we'll go ahead and talk about the game. Lyon opted to go with Lopez in net, Marcelo, Denayer, and Marçal in defense. In midfield, José Mawar, Bruno Guimaraes, and Maxence Caqueret. In the fullbacks, Leo Dubois, Maxwell Cornet, and up top, Carl Toko Ekambi and Memphis Depay. While Bayern opted to go with Manuel Neuer in net, Kimmich, Boateng, Alba, and Davies in defense. A midfield of Thiago Alcántara, Leon Goretzka, and up top, Ivan Perisic, Thomas Müller, Serge Gnabry, and Robert Lewandowski. Alright, and let's discuss what happened during this game, because the score looks 3-0 in favor of Bayern, but the scoreline easily could have been 3-0 in favor of Lyon in the first 20 minutes of the game. Because, if I have to be honest, the level that Lyon showed today, and that they've shown in this Champions League edition, is that they were a very compact team, they were a very dangerous team, and there's a difference between falling with grace and falling with disgrace. Barcelona fell with disgrace. Lyon today, they can feel proud of themselves, because in a different day, if instead of Carl Toko Ekambi, the one finishing those chances is, let's put an example, Moussa Dembélé, I'm telling you, easily Lyon could score 3 goals before Bayern scored their first. It was, I don't know, like Bayern against and we saw that against Barcelona as well, Barcelona with very little were able to do a lot of damage to Bayern. It's just that, like Suarez doesn't have the speed to get to some balls. Messi is not the one. It's not the same as when he was 25. So that's the difference. But overall, Bayern at the back can suffer a lot, especially with speed. And considering that in the final they're going to be facing Di Maria, Neymar, and Mbappe, the difference being that those players can actually finish their chances, Bayern are going to have a very tough final. They cannot go out in the way that they did the start of this game, because they went to exchange blows with Lyon. And Lyon defensively have been very solid. I would probably say that Lyon defensively has been the best team in the Champions League this season, at least in the knockout stages. They've been, in my opinion, defensively the best team. So they're very solid in defense, because if we look at the chances and the goals that they conceded, it was a brilliance from Gnabry, which means that it's more merit of Gnabry than blaming actually the Lyon defense, because when a player starts doing things like that, there's nothing you can do about it. The second one was a shot blocked by Lyon, saved by Anthony Lopez from Robert Lewandowski, that happened to fall to Gnabry with him alone in the area. That was 2-0. And later on in the game, with only like a few minutes remaining, with the game pretty much sealed and done, across from Joshua Kimmich to Robert Lewandowski to make it 3-0. But yeah, Bayern had a few more chances than that, but nothing super clear and super great. Well, Lyon had at least, I counted, 5 clear-cut chances. 1 from Memphis Depay, 3 Forcato que cambi, and one that Maxwell Cornet, instead of squaring it to the pie, decided to square it to a Cambi, which was intercepted by Jerome Boateng. So overall, it was, I think, a game that if you look at the scoreline, it is very fake. It doesn't tell you the complete truth. Because I think that if Lyon do happen to go in front by 1 or 2 goals, Bayern would have probably gotten nervous, and this game would have been completely different. But that's the difference. In the Champions League, if you make mistakes again and again and again, mistakes cost you the games. And that's what happens. If you don't finish your chances, if you're not clinical in the Champions League, if you forgive and forgive and forgive, you're going out. And there's no ways about it. Bayern, with the chances that they had, were able to convert their chances, while Lyon, with the chances that they had, were not. And that is the difference. Overall, I must say that Ekambi, in his movement, in the way that he was playing, running into space and stuff like that, was playing like a really one of the best strikers in the world. When he came about to the finishing, he was finishing like one of the world strikers in the world. And that is, it's a dangerous combination. Most of them they came in the second half and tried to change things about, we saw Cherki, we saw René Adelaide. For Bayern, we saw the likes of Coutinho, Coman. We saw an interesting game. It was a really nice game to watch. I really enjoyed it. Bayern, after they scored the first one after a brilliant play from Gnabry. Well, let's remember that player only cost Bayern 8 million euros, which is a complete shame in my opinion. Like, I wanted him for Barcelona back in the day, but hey, it is what it is. We can't do anything about it. But Gnabry with a brilliant play, and after that they scored a goal. Bayern, analyzed the game. Flick went to, go back to having possession and being very careful with the possession, like inviting Lyon to come at them, to have to create football instead of just running into spaces. And that's what I think kind of killed the game for Lyon, which was, not being able to run into spaces time and time again. But things could have been very differently. I think Lyon can say that they've fallen with grace. They can be very proud of themselves. And I think Rudi Garcia has found, after having a very tough start of the season with Silvinho, I think that Lyon finishing 7th doesn't tell you the whole truth of what was this Liga season since Rudi Garcia came in to the French side. Overall, are Lyon one of the best teams in the world? Not particularly, but you don't have to be to win this competition. In this competition, you need a bit of luck. You need to be especially solid in defense, which Lyon were, and in attack, just convert the chances that you have. You create a 3 or 4 chances per game, finish those 3 or 4 chances, and be solid in defense. Have a bit of luck, and you might just win a Champions League trophy. It is what it is. I think the Bayern are going to have to prepare better to play against Neymar, Mbappe, and Di Maria. I think Verratti is going to be back, which is going to be very important for PSG. We'll see what's going to happen. There is a bunch of things that I want to discuss before that game. There is a lot of things going on at Barcelona. The first press conference that Koeman gave. Things that Bartomeu said about the players are not transferable. They're going to be staying for sure. Some agents saying that their players are going to be staying for Barcelona. And Ansu Fati changing agents is also an important thing to discuss. A bunch of things that need to be discussed within the next few days, but we'll see. Also, I want to address in this last part of the video, this has nothing to do with match review, but a lot of people were addressing me in the comments of my previous video about the Koeman video, saying that Koeman adapts to what he has, and you couldn't play like Barcelona with the Everton squad and stuff like that. And I want to say to that hey, you're right. Koeman is a coach that adapts to what he has. But if Koeman is gonna adapt to what he has, like, this team is not particularly built to be a fully, possession-based, super attacking football. We are not built for that. Like, we are built to actually play like how Valverde liked to play, which is, there's not a criticism from Koeman. It's just that I don't want fans all of a sudden, when we don't play a certain brand of football, to be ripping off Koeman because it is what it is. Like, I know what to expect of Koeman. I know that if things don't work out with one thing, he's gonna change things around until they start working. It might be with something that you like to watch. It might be something that we as Barcelona fans don't like to watch. But it is what it is. I think that the most important thing Koeman can do is clean up the squad, change the mentality of some players that need the mentality to change. I think that's the most important thing. I think once the mentality changes, things will go around because we have really good players. Like, I would say pretty much all the players that are right now in this Barcelona squad are good players. It's just that the mentality needs to change. They've gotten comfortable, and things need to change around. But overall, that's pretty much what I had to say for today's video. I'll go more in depth within the next few days. And thanks guys for all the support as of late. It's been amazing. I appreciate all of you guys for all the massive support. And with that said and done, guys, leave me all your opinions in the comment section below. Comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you next one, Blaugranas.